What's up, everybody? Celtic Scarecrow here, back with our video to get those 10s and 20 views. Yeah, I kind of took a week off. Life kind of hit a tiny bit hard this past week, and I hate my local hospital that much. Well, actually, way more than I can show. But enough of that. You are here because for my way too effing early NFL prediction, the NFC West. As you see, I have all teams lined up above me. I can honestly say, could not do much with Frisco, could not do much with the Cardinals. That's the Rams' original logo. Why did you guys go away from that? That thing looks badass. Seahawks. I actually like my change to Seahawks. Added in like I want to say it's the underneath, the back, and the main part of the beak are their original colors, and the dark blue and the teal, lime green is their current colors. So yeah, I like the middle two, not much of the other two. But let's just get started. We are starting with the Arizona Cardinals. Best case scenario for you guys is Kyler Murray kind of has a resurgence. Now that you have Marvin Harrison Jr., he has a legit weapon. I'll get to the t-shirt on the last people. So yeah, that would be the big thing there. So in a best case scenario, you lose to Buffalo. No, you beat Buffalo. You got Buffalo when they're coming out not knowing what's going on. And they say, okay, that's a nice win for you. You probably split with the Rams. I do like the Rams. This is the home games, therefore you get the win. Best case scenario, you're still losing to the Lions. I'm sorry. Lions are going to be very hard to beat next year, or this year. Washington, best case scenario, they don't have their life together, so there's a win there. You're losing to the Niners. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're losing to the Niners. Niners are going to be pretty badass for a little while. You know, it's going to happen. I was just making sure I had the number of wins right. I'll give you, yeah, you know what? I'll give you green. This is hard because it's like I have no faith in the Cardinals. I think they are not going to be that good. Green Bay, okay. Best case scenario, I'm giving you the win because I'm iffy on it, so I'll give you the win. Best case scenario, the Chargers aren't as good as we think they are. Harbaugh hasn't got it figured out, so I'll give you that win. You lose to the Dolphins. Sorry, Dolphins are good. You beat the Bears. You beat the Jets because Aaron Rodgers is just a whack job and whatnot. You probably split with the Seahawks, so you lose that one. Beat Minnesota because they don't have things figured out. You play Seattle. That is a weird break. Play them, bye week, play them. That was not a friendly schedule. But you beat them this time, but that one's at home. Beat New England. Beat Carolina. Lose to the Rams. Lose to the Niners. So if my math was correct, in which I was trying to check a few times, that would put you at 10-7. And I know my last video I had 18 weeks. But yeah, this right here is a kind of favorable stretch. You got Seahawks, Minnesota, Seahawks, New England, Carolina. So those are good part of the schedule. But now to the worst case scenario. Gotta get back to here, and I need a drink. I could use an alcoholic one if I was actually drank that stuff. But I got tea. Tea's good. In a worst case scenario, or in a more realistic scenario, Kyler Murray is not a good quarterback. Yeah, he's undersized and can't stay healthy. That's sorry, but he hasn't stayed through. And Marvin Harrison Jr., as good as he is, cannot save everything. So, worst case scenario, you lose to Buffalo. Yeah, I think Buffalo probably beats you regardless. lose to the Rams, get swept by the Rams, lose to the Lions, lose to the Commanders. You know, their quarterback actually works out. Lose to the Niners, lose to Green Bay. And it's one of those things. I gave you the barely beat them last time, so you lose there. Lose to the Chargers, lose to the Dolphins, lose to the Bears. I think you actually have less to offer than the Bears do. Lose to the Jets. Wow, you might go 0-17. Lose to Seattle, lose to Minnesota, lose to Seattle again. All right, well, have you beat New England? Because it's New England, I think, going to be a rough season for them regardless. So, give you a win there. Lose to Carolina because, we got our stuff figured out. Haha. I'm saying that like I'm hoping we win. Lose to the Rams, lose to the Niners. So, in a worst case situation, you go 1-16. That is a painful schedule. Realistically, I have you probably closer to 4 to 6 wins. I think you'll probably be in the race for the number 1 spot. Probably top. I almost guarantee a top 5 spot. Because your division I have a lot of hope for, so you're going to have a hard time winning throughout there. So, all right, moving on. I actually am just going straight down the line. Straight down the line. We are moving on to the Seattle Seahawks, aka the Sea Chickens. So they got Sam Howell. I'm not sure if Sam Howell's their other quarterback they have. I like Sam Howell. Where's the roster? Empty. I just think Washington had nothing really to help him out there. So I think that was the bigger issue. Quarterback, you have scroll down. Where the hell's quarterbacks? Oh, there are quarterbacks. PJ Walker, Geno Smith, and Sam Howell. So you're either going to go with Geno or Sam. Geno has the experience. Sam has the bigger arm, and he is a third-year vet. So it's one of those things where he should be hitting his stride about this season. So maybe you'll see with that one. All right. So best case scenario for the Sea Chickens. Get back over to here. Is Sam Howell takes over. His big arm, his playmaking, everything that made him a first round pick. I think he was. Works out for you. The defense is back to being good and whatnot. So, best case scenario, you start off season with wow, this is a favorable first couple games for Lexi. You beat the Broncos. Yeah, I see that happening kind of regardless. It's going to take Bo Nix a couple games to kind of get everything underneath him. His rookie quarterback very rarely come out gunning right away. So, there's one. Second rookie quarterback in a row. So, yeah, take the win in New England. And it's early on, so no bad weather. But then you're Seattle, so. Lose to the Dolphins. Yeah, even at your best, I still think the Dolphins probably be better. Same with the Lions. But then you turn around and you'll beat the Giants. Best case scenario, you somehow mythically split with the Niners. So let's give you that one. Beat the Falcons. Bills aren't playing that great, so you beat the Bills. Split with the Rams, and this is the home game, so you take that one. Good bye week. Week 10. That's a good bye week. Lose to Niners, you're splitting with that one. You'll probably end up sweeping the Cardinals. There's a win there. Aaron Rodgers, blah, blah, blah. Nice win there. Beat the Cardinals again. Best case, so I'll give you that one. Beat him. beat another rookie quarterback, beat the Bears, and lose to the Rams. So if I did my math correctly, that should put you guys somewhere at 13-4. And Christ, this is a very favorable schedule. You got what? One, two. I don't know what's going on with Atlanta. 3, 4 quarterbacks that are all rookies. That's a very favorable schedule. Now, worst case scenario. Geno plays mid throughout the year. Sam Howell is a bust. The defense is not good, so let's just go with worst case scenario. I still think you beat the Broncos. Even with everything clicking, I think the experience factor will be there. Same with New England. But then you kind of lose to Miami, having the best case scenario. Lose to the Lions, having the best case scenario. Beat the Giants. I'm sorry, I don't like the Giants this year. Lose to the Niners, beat the Falcons. Worst case scenario, I think they're going to be bad. Lose to the Bills, get swept by everybody in your division that's not Arizona. Bye week. Lose to Niners, beat the Cardinals. This is at home, that's why I'm giving you that one. Lose there. This is the 1-1. Lose to Green Bay because, I've had you barely beaten them there. Lose to Minnesota. Beat the Bears. I'm not confident on this team. I think you probably go after them pretty well. Lose the Rams. So in worst case scenario, I have you at 6-11, which really isn't that bad of a worst case scenario. But realistically, looking at this schedule, this should be somewhere between like 8 and 10 wins. Like the only games I see on there that are like going to be are unwinnable is probably one of the Niners, Detroit, and Miami. Like 3 to 4 games aren't potentially winnable. So yeah. Moving on to my father's favorite team, the Los Angeles Rams. So I'm going to talk about a little more about this cool little thing. The logo is originally all white. But it's like the little hair part, that's actually from when they were in St. Louis. The dark blue in the eyes, same with St. Louis. You got the light blue that they use now. The yellow that they kind of use now. The white horns is their original color scheme. They originally were just blue and light blue. There's that. So I have all the color schemes perfectly matched up. So best case scenario here. Stafford final ride, I would kind of throw it out there. That defense, yes, you lost Aaron Donald had to get the name. So that is a big loss, but your defense kind of keeps going through. So let's get to it. In a best case scenario, Matthew Stafford beats Detroit in Detroit. It's just a bittersweet. I'm not sure if he played them there yet. So there's that. You'll sweep the Cardinals. Yeah. Yeah. You split with the Niners because I like that team really well. And since it's the home game, you get the win there. Beat the Bears. I guess the NFC West is playing the NFC North. Beat Green Bay. Everyone will beat them on the best case scenario. Beat the Raiders. Beat the Vikings. Best case scenario, you probably sweep the Seahawks. So there's a nice win there. Lose to Miami. Close, but I think they're going to make a deep run this year. Beat New England. Out to 4:30 game. No, I'll give you the Eagles. I think you're probably in the same boat as the Eagles. The back half of the thing, but same boat. Beat the Saints, beat the Bills, lose, beat the Jets, beat the Cardinals, beat the the Seahawks. So if I did my math right, that puts you guys at 15-2. Yeah, you lost one there, and the Dolphins, yeah, 15-2. That would easily make you the number one seed, and poised to be a deep contender to go very, very far. Now moving over to the worst case scenario. Aaron Donald is such a massive loss that defense just completely falls apart. The offense struggles a little bit here and there, and everything happens. It's just mid. So, in that worst case scenario, is you lose the lines. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like if I'm debating on best case, you are auto losing the worst. You split with the Cardinals, so you lose this one. Lose to the Niners, beat the Bears. Lose to the Packers. Like I said, it's one of those things where it's just like, I'm going to be, if I'm week 6 bye, that's a bad bye. Beat the Raiders. I have no faith in the Raiders. Lose to Minnesota. Probably split with the Seahawks. So is that Seattle's a loss? Lose to Miami. Beat New England. Lose to the Eagles. Lose to the Saints. Lose to Buffalo. Lose to the Niners. Beat the Jets. Beat the Cardinals. Beat the Sea Chickens. So in the worst case scenario, I think I have you at roughly 6-11. Now, looking at the schedule, wrong football. Looking at the schedule, I would probably put you guys in that 7 to 10 win range. I don't know what the hell I did to my wrist. Would be probably favorable. Like, you guys should still be good. You may lost that defense, but you do have, like, the Eagles are on your schedule. The Dolphins, Green Bay. So they're in the line. So it's like, you do have a couple harder teams to play there, but for the most part, it is a very winnable schedule. Moving on to the reigning, defending NFC champion, the San Francisco 49ers. I am actually wearing a CMC t-shirt jersey, which is kind of where I'm going to go forward with jerseys because I haven't found a good, comfy NFL jersey ever since they switched the ways back. It's like I have hockey jerseys that go all the way back to the 90s that somehow still fit me. But they all feel the same. Maybe the texture is slightly different, but it's like the comfort level is still there. NFL jersey is almost like boxy now, and it's not comfy. So, best case scenario for the San Francisco 49ers, they pretty much are on point right away. Brock Purdy is established himself as, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. CMC stays healthy. Whatever's going on with their wide receiver room gets taken care of before the season starts, so there is zero drama. So let's get to it. You start off with a pretty favorable matchup here against the Jets, and you win that game. Then you got a rookie quarterback. You win that game. 2 starting off season at home and home. That's very good. Then you play the Rams. Best case scenario, you sweep your entire division. You play the Patriots? Why are you playing? You must play the AFC East. Okay. Sweep the Cards. Sweep the Seahawks.
A few moments later.
I'll give it to you. Beat Dallas. Beat Tampa. Week 9, not terrible bye week. Beat Seattle. Beat Green Bay. Yeah, I'm seeing you guys pretty much going perfect. Beat Buffalo. Beat the Bears. Beat the Rams. No, it's at Miami, so there's a loss. That'll be your only real loss of the season because you're playing them at Miami. You got KC at home. So, yeah, you lose to the Dolphins. I think Dolphins are going to be really good this year. Beat the Lions and end the season with the Cardinals. So, with that being said, you go a astounding 16-1. That traveling to the East Coast, for a 145, so that'd be like, what was that, like, 11 o'clock game for the West Coast, so it screws you up just that gets there. But moving on to the worst case scenario, and that worst case scenario is the Super Bowl curse. It's, for some reason, it's like 93% of quarterbacks that fail to win the Super Bowl in their first Super Bowl appearance never make it back. That is a terrifying thing for the Niners. That is a terrifying thing for actually the Eagles. But yeah, let's get that out too. So worst case scenario, CMC's injury bugs rear its ugly head. Brock Purdy kind of finally comes back down there. There's all that drama with that. So moving on. Playing the Jets, you know what? You'd still beat the Jets. Even with Aaron Rodgers doing the best, I think that team's a better team. At Minnesota, no, I still think you beat Minnesota. Worst case scenario, you split with the Rams. So at the Rams, you lose there. You beat the Patriots. Even in worse, I still think you beat the Cards. You split with the Seahawks, so there's a loss there. Lose to Kansas City. Lose to Dallas. Dallas is the Toronto Maple Leafs of the NFL. Lose to the Bucks. Bucks somehow got their act together. Beat the Seahawks. This is a split. They'll give it to Green Bay there. Yeah, I'll give that one to you. Beat the Bears. Lose to the Rams at home. Lose to the Dolphins. Lose to the Lions. Nope. Somehow they beat you. So that puts you at, if I did my math correctly, 7-10, which is some teams' best, I think, is right around there. So 7-10, it would be a giant catastrophe for them. But looking at the schedule, I think they'll probably be sitting around that 10 to 12 win ratio. Easily make the playoffs, maybe even a wild card team. But yeah, who I have win this division, I think it's going to be the Niners. I think everything about them is still perfectly in line, so therefore they'll take that division. But that's it. That's all I have. I will see you weird people later.